In this video, I am going to show you step by step easy instructions how to adjust your emergency handbrake on your Volvo C70, 850 and S70 models. This is a very simple task. It involves turning one bolt. You can do it at home and it will save you approximately $100 or £70 in the shop. The only tool that you might have to purchase is a T45 Torx bit or a T45 Torx key wrench. You can pick these up very cheaply on places like eBay. The bolt you're going to turn should turn very smoothly and easily, so you don't need to spend a lot of money on a quality tool. Just a little disclaimer before we get going. I am in no way a qualified mechanic, just a home hobbyist. So by all means, follow this guide. If you feel it's a little bit out of your depth, then please take your car to the shop. So anyway, let's get going on my Volvo C70. Now, as long as your car has the same armrest and handbrake configuration as you see here, you'll be able to follow this guide. So what's happened to my handbrake? This is probably the same as yours. Over time, the cable has stretched and this handbrake has got higher and higher until it engages, and now it needs to be right up there. I believe it's about 9 clicks. And the problem you get, even though this will probably still pass the MOT, is that when it reaches the top there, this bit of plastic is quite brittle because it's getting old and it will break that. So I'm really looking for about 5 or 6 clicks, probably something about there. So here's a little plastic inspection hatch that we need to remove. There is a small indent, can you see that just there, which allows you to get in a screwdriver, but this has a rather nice felt lining, so it's very easy to damage this. So you really have to go careful if you don't want to end up leaving marks and damage on the felt. What I did was got a small screwdriver and wrapped some insulation tape around the head there, and then you work that in to the little slot there. It's quite stiff, so you have to be a little bit careful. You slightly twist and pull, and if you're lucky, this pops up. Now when you go to remove this, there's 2 little tags, one there and one there, so you need to just pull that down slightly. Can you see those? Don't try and pull it straight out because you will snap them. Once that's out the way. So once you get to this stage, it's fairly easy. So you take your T45 socket there, drop that in. It's a little bit tight on the edge there, and what I suggest is you just give it a few turns clockwise. It's very easy. It's a very easy adjuster. There should be no friction at all. Just give it a few turns clockwise, and then once you've done that, test the handbrake, count your clicks until it starts to bite, and then when you're happy with the adjustment, you can then stop. Before you jack the car up, safety first of course. I'm on a very slight slope. Put a chock in front of each of the front wheels. These cars are front wheel drive, so mine's an automatic, so once it's in park it isn't going to go anywhere, but it might slightly roll back off the jack. So remember to chock both front wheels before you go jacking up your car. Once you get your car jacked up, I'm just using a trolley jack because I'm not getting underneath it. And if you look in there, there's a big suspension nut that I always use just to jack the car up. So yeah, once you've got it jacked up, make sure you've got the handbrake fully released. So what you want to do is just spin the wheel, and hopefully you can spin it nice and easy by hand. On this one, there's no friction there at all. If you've recently replaced the brake linings, there might be a slight friction on the disc from that, but yeah, that's absolutely fine. There's no drag on the handbrake at all. It's probably better to do less than more on the handbrake adjustment because you just don't want that heating up. Right, that's absolutely fine. Remember to do the other side because sometimes these can be very slightly out of alignment on the cable. So check the other side. If the wheel spins freely, you're good to go. If you do feel a slight resistance, it's slightly dragging, just go back to that handbrake nut and just back it off half a turn and then try it again. If you're unable to jack the car up, or maybe you just don't want to go to that trouble, There is a second way that you can test to see if the brakes are dragging. It's not the best way, but it's better than nothing. Adjust the handbrake till you like the feel on the lever itself, and then take the car for a slow drive, just maybe a mile around some local streets. Do not go on the freeway, do not go high speed. Pull the car over, and then on both wheels you just want to put your hand carefully through and just touch this part of the brake disc, this drum part, because that's where the brake shoes are underneath. Now just be a bit careful here, because if this is dragging, this is going to get quite hot. So just as you put your hand to, maybe just test the wheel hub to make sure it's stone cold. But by putting your hand on there, what you want is you want this to feel completely cold. If you feel any heat at all, then the brake shoes are dragging, and then you need to go back and just undo that big nut again on the handbrake. Just let a little bit of tension off, let this cool down. Might take a little while if it's got hot. Take it on another drive and test it again. But like I say, it's better really if you just jack the car up and spin the wheel. That's the correct way to do it. So that's it, a simple little job once you've got the right tools, and you've probably saved yourself $100 or £100 by not taking this in the shop. Something you can do yourself at home, very safe to do as well. So that's it for the video. I do hope this has been helpful, giving you the confidence to tackle the job yourself. Please give me the thumbs up at the bottom of the video, I would appreciate that. And although the content on my channel isn't probably what you normally watch, maybe just give me a complimentary sub as well. That would help me out. But as always, enjoy your car, look after yourselves, take care, catch you on the next one, guys.